त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, everyone. Very nice to be with you tonight. And good evening, Philip.
Hello,
Nice of
Lynn.
you.
Good evening.
So everyone, last week we were listening to a talk of Shri Mataji. We heard about 20 minutes of that talk. So we're going to continue with that one tonight. And also we were talking a little bit about the Vishuddhi chakra, which is the one at the throat last week. And we had a hilarious story from Vara about managing his grumpiness. Philip, I don't know how you're going to top that and talk about the Agya chakra, but we look forward to that, that's for sure.
Okay.
So hence we will talk about that center at our Agya, our forehead, which is here. We will also go through the realization process again for those people who are joining us for the first time, and also for us regulars who like to deepen our meditation by going through the longer version of raising our Kundalini and getting into that meditative state out of our thinking brain. So Philip, just give us a little bit of information about this seventh center, this Agya chakra, before we go into the realization process.
Okay. As some of you may know, there's a subtle system within us. This is the sixth center. As Lynn was saying, last week was at the throat, the Vishuddhi. Now it's this week is here. And what we're talking about is over a long, long period of time, these qualities have come into the human being as we've come out of the earth through the animal stage, the monkeys and all that, up to here. Now we're at this stage here in evolution. And this Agya chakra represents in us this area we can go above when the Kundalini is awakened and awakens this whole system, particularly in this center, is opened. It's like opening the gate or the door within us, which is mentioned in the Bible, where we can actually go on to another dimension within ourselves, remembering that these stages within us are all part of an evolutionary change. We've got to get to what our meaning is. And we talk about meditation, yes, we're talking about spirituality, but what is it actually? It's in every human being, doesn't matter where you're from. And when the Kundalini comes up and opens this chakra here, you can actually start feeling within yourself the moment. Now, our left Agya, which goes to the back of the head, is our past. It's where our memory sits. This is why we have memory and have conditionings. This is where we can have recall about things. The other one comes round to the front, which is our ego, which is sort of the humanness within us. It's the projection into the future, and we can think of the future. And when we're thinking about the past and the future all the time, can actually create problems. And we had to go through this stage. Now, but when the Kundalini is awakened, which Shri Mataji is brought through Sahaja Yoga, it opens this center and we can move up and find within us the real meditation, the real peace within us, where basically we should know that what makes us crabby, not peaceful, is thinking too much about the past, what has happened and we haven't forgiven, which is a quality of this center, is to forgive, or we project too much into the future and we ramble on and worry about the future. The beautiful thing, and you can feel that when you get to your awakening, and particularly when you develop it through the meditation, this is important to remember, that doing the Sahaja Yoga meditation, you open up this system, particularly this Agya chakra, to go through to here, which is a silent spot. It's our crown, it's our halo, it's the lotus on top of our head. It's a subtle center. And the Agya is very important in our development, because for the human beings to find the real meaning of themselves, they've got to go on through the second birth, the Kundalini awakening, the moksha, the enlightenment. Doesn't matter what culture it come from, same thing, same wording. And going above the Agya chakra, allowing the Agya chakra to actually open this area within us where we're more in the moment, existing in the moment, with the ability of memory, with the ability to project. But more in the moment where the mind is silent, much quieter, And that's the beauty of the Agya Chakra. We could call it the third eye. It's mentioned in various scriptures as a door, as a gate, and it has to be open to go above our conditionings and our left and right. We know these areas are here through the physical part of ourself, of the left and right Agya. They're all there, and they know they have particular qualities. But above that, to the sensitive area of Sahasrara, the 1,000 petals, that's what Sahasrara means. We can go there in our awareness, in our meditation, and go through the Agya. When that Agya is open and we're in meditation, there's a quietness, there's a grandness, there's an almost indescribable vastness, which is very, very strong, but not in the sense of being powerful. It's more, oh, it's there. And that's why the Agya is so important. And we're at that stage in evolution where we've got to know more about it. And each stage of evolution, certainly incarnation, came to guide humanity with their directions, but a lot of cases we chose not to accept their information. This one's very important. It's where Christ came, and he talked about forgiveness. He talked about going through that gate into heaven. And particularly in our meditation, once it's awakened by the Kundalini, through the action of the Kundalini, we go with that up to here in our meditation and let it grow into its full character. It's through our meditation it grows. It's through our desire. And when we feel it, you'll want that. It's a beautiful place to be. And it's a very, very important part because it's the step to here. That's the next step. And the Kundalini gives us that. And that's how we've been made, and it's how we're meant to evolve to get to our real meaning. And that's a subtle meaning, but a very grand meaning.
Wow. Maybe we'll get Vara just to put on the slide of the subtle system that you're talking about, Philip.
Yeah.
And we could even go through that self-realization process and get into our first meditation, start experiencing that subtle silence beyond the Agya Chakra. You were talking about the left side and the right side, and maybe if, Vara, can you pop that slide up when you get it? Yeah, so there you can see you've got a few interesting bits of information there, in that you've got the 3 channels there in that slide, the yellow one of the future and your planning and activity thinking, and then that the past and emotional side, the blue line, and then of course in that central channel there where we want to be in the present. And that's the only way we can ascend past that Agya Chakra, Philip, and get into our meditative state, which we get there initially through our self-realization.
Yeah.
And that's a very simple process too, which we bring our Kundalini, which is residing there in the base of our spine there in that triangle. We bring that up into the Sahasrara in a shorter, quicker way once we've had our self-realization, just using our hands. But let's just go back to the basics and raise our Kundalini by the affirmations that we say to get into our meditative state, which is always nice to go through, even if you have done it before. And of course, the hand positions, which Vara's nicely put up there for us. I will get you all to take your shoes off in case you have them on, and keeping your feet flat on the earth, on Mother Earth. We're using the elements of nature to assist us in our meditative journey. So we've got our feet flat on Mother Earth. If we've got glasses on, we will take them off. Hopefully you can see if you've got them off. If not, you can put them on while you're looking at that chart, and then just slip them off when you close your eyes. So then here's the affirmations, or the hand positions that go with the affirmations. So we'll have our hand on our heart, underneath our rib cage, at the hip. We'll come back up to the top of our stomach, to the heart, to the neck area. We'll be turning our head a little bit to the right. So it's the right hand on the left side of our body. So we're using our right channel on our left channel in order to get into the central white channel. Then we'll go on to the forehead, dropping our head into our hand. And then we'll come up onto the top of our head, which is our place of meditation, that seventh chakra, the Sahasrara chakra. Simply means 1,000-petaled lotus, which is a nice thing to imagine, a 1,000-petaled lotus. When we get up onto this seventh chakra with our right hand, we'll be then rotating our scalp in a bit of a clockwise direction, just to give it a bit of a massage. And really we're asking for our self-realization from our heart, as it's a feeling thing. So we're desiring in the purest form. So if you're feeling comfortable with this process, just sit and open your hands on your lap. Just taking a nice deep breath. Now we can take our glasses off, close our eyes. Placing our right hand on our heart. And let's ask the fundamental question, who am I? Who am I? Who is this I? So we're just asking ourselves, to ourselves, inside our heart, who am I? And just keep connected to your breathing, which is kind of useful to be alive. Just let the hand come down to the top of your stomach, just under the rib cage there, still on the left-hand side. And push it a little firmly, the palm of your hand there. Fundamental question here. Am I my own master? Or am I master of myself? It's an interesting question, being our own master. A lot of influences around. Let's go down to the hip area. So just letting the hand drop to where the leg and the torso meet. So the bottom of your hand, the flat palm, is resting in the crease of the leg and the torso. Pushing in the palm to this chakra, which is adjacent to our Kundalini. Kundalini in that sacrum bone at the base of our spine. Now we're really going to desire from our heart to know the truth, the real truth about ourselves. So let's ask the question. Ask for the truth about ourselves. So Mother, this Kundalini that's residing in the sacrum bone there is a mothering energy, knows all about us. It's just waiting for us to ask her to look after us, to raise us up higher than what we've been. So we'll address our Kundalini as Mother. Mother, please give me the true knowledge of myself. Just feeling it in your heart. Bring the hand back up to the top of your stomach, under the rib cage. Now that we have our Kundalini energy raising up, we can affirm that I am my own master, because my mothering energy is my guide, is my truth. I am my own master. Bringing that hand up to our heart. Still breathing. So here we're going to affirm the truth about ourselves, which is, Mother, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. Still trying to feel that movement in your heart. Even if it's just your breath passing in and out. Let's bring our hand up to the neck on the left-hand side, reaching the fingers back. Just turning your head a little to the right so you can grab that neck and shoulder area firmly. And we're going to help our Kundalini energy pass through this chakra by just taking out any guilt we're feeling. So we have a habit of feeling guilty about everything because we're basically good people, but we keep doing wrong things. But we're humans, so we're the spirit, it doesn't matter. So let's take out that guilty feelings just by saying, Mother, I am not guilty. And let's say that quite a number of times. This chakra has 16 petals. So no need to count, but let's just say quite consistently, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty. And let's come up to the forehead, the Agya chakra. So we're just going to drop the forehead down into the palm of the hand. Still the right hand. Try and squeeze it a bit with your fingers and your thumb either side. It also feels good. And here we're going to simply say that I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. And very importantly, Mother, I forgive myself. Just let everything go. So no need to think of people and instances that you need to forgive, but just in general, forgive. Of course, if something just pops in your mind, just let it go by saying, I forgive. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Let it go. Let's try from the reverse side as well. So tipping your head up, resting on the palm of your hand from behind. So the hand is behind your head, you're tilting your head up into the palm. And just for our own peace of mind, even though we are forgiven, we're just going to again say, Mother, if I've made any mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. So it's a very, very good thing to say knowingly or unknowingly. So you might think of something later. You know, oh, I didn't realize I said that. I shouldn't have said that. If I've made any mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. And then bringing our head back up into the central position, nice and straight and comfortable. And let's take the palm of the hand, stretching the fingers back, and place it on the top of at the fontanelle bone area, the place that was soft when you were a baby. You can bring your head a little bit forward so that it sits, your palm sits comfortably on the top of the center of the top of your head. Pressing down and moving the scalp, just to give it a little massage. Clockwise direction, if that is possible. Left, forward, right, back. Just to massage the area. And here, of course, we're asking for our self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. If it's your first time, regulars we will be saying, Mother, please strengthen and establish my self-realization. Please, really desiring from our heart, Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization, which of course is called many things in many different cultures and religions. But we'll just simply say self-realization. It's really desiring from your heart to please give me my self-realization. Please establish and strengthen my self-realization. And then slowly raising the hand. Now, if you've been regularly practicing your meditation, which many of you would be, see if you can feel a slow, subtle coolness. It's very subtle. But you might feel it far. You might feel it closer. Just try, you should be starting to feel something. So it's all about the feeling. And when you vaguely think this might be it, you might be feeling it here, bring your hands down on your lap, keeping your attention just where you were feeling that subtle flow from the top of your head, which is literally what happens when you get your self-realization. Just notice in the palms that are open on your lap, that cool will be flowing in the center of your palms. Very subtle at first and getting stronger the more you meditate each day. You may as well also feel tingles in fingers. It's the state of your chakras, and each of those fingers relates to a chakra. Regulars, you should be able to feel that silence between the thoughts, above the brain. If you feel you've lost your attention in the right spot, you can just raise that right hand up through the central channel. You've got your hand as a little cup, raising the hand up, and just put it again flat on the top of your head. Press it down a little, raise the hand up, and try to feel that flow. Just placing your attention there above your head, and bring the hands, both hands open on your lap, and attention still on the top of your head. Back to your breathing. And slowly raising your, opening your eyes. You can raise them if you like. And Philip is back with us too. Let's, perhaps you would like to show everyone, Philip, the short form of raising the Kundalini and protecting ourselves with those vibrations we're all feeling.
You take both our hands, like the left hand stays still, up, but starting at the base, we go up and tie up the top in a knot. Back again, up again, 2 knots at the top, 1, 2, up to the top again, 3 knots at the top, 1, 2, 3. Now we open our left hand on our lap, place our right hand over to the left, and take the hand over the top of the head, back again. That's 1. We go up to 7, which is 1 for each of the chakras. And what we're doing, we're putting ourselves into a bond of love to help our attention. We close our eyes, see if we can keep our attention on the top of our head. Just let it drift up to the top. We can use our right hand to lift our Kundalini again, just to strengthen it. Remembering that the Kundalini is intelligent. When we do this, it will respond. It wants to work for us. It's there to do this, to help us become much more centered and silent.
Thanks, Philip, for that great additional meditation.
That's the secret.
Very nice. So what we might do now is play the second 20 minutes or so of the speech that we started last week. So it's mental projections, very appropriate for our week where we're talking about the Agya Chakra. And it's a talk in San Diego in 1985. So that's, I'll put that on now. So we're continuing from 20 minutes in from the talk. So continuing from last week. So enjoy, everyone. And at the end, of course, Philip will take us further into lovely meditation. And there will be a chance to ask questions at the end. So see you at the end, everyone, for our meditation. Bear with me.
And as a living process, you have to become something just like a flower becoming a fruit. Transformation has to take place. In Sanskrit language, they call a bird as Dvijaha, and also a Brahmin, the one who has known the Brahma, the one who has felt the all-pervading power, is also called as Dvijaha, meaning born twice. But an egg becomes a bird. It's not some self-certification like we are Christians, like we are Muslims, like we are Hindus, or we are the twice born, or whatever you may say. And we are quite satisfied with the self-certification. And we accept. All right, so I am this, I am that. You are nothing but you are the spirit. That's what you have to become. Becoming is the point. It's not a mental projection, an illusion. But the becoming is important. And how do you become that? What do you do about it? Simple question. What did you do to become a human being? Did you cut your tails? No, you did not. You became spontaneously with a living process. What is that power which has worked out this process of our evolution? And the same power is going to trigger that last happening where you become the spirit. Let us accept very humbly that this is what the nature has to do. But if you say it is effortless, they can't believe it. How can it be? You must stand on your head. You must run for 5 miles before becoming a spirit. Or all kinds of other things. I don't know what other things people can do. Jump like a frog, maybe. But a simple thing is to be understood, that living process take place spontaneously. How? How does a seed grow? The Mother Earth has the capacity, and the seed has the innate quality. And when you put the seed in the Mother Earth, it sprouts. You don't stand on your head for that. Or do you pay any money to the Mother Earth? Poor thing doesn't understand your money part. And then you say you cannot take any money, which is really irrelevant. It's a big joke, you know. You are paying for your self-realization. Just I can't understand. I'm too naive to understand this part of the marketing. Then they say, no, how can that be? You have to pay for everything. And you have to pay for your self-realization. By the way, how much did you pay to become human beings? And to whom? So one must first of all understand that it's a spontaneous living process which has made us human beings, and the same living process is going to make us the spirit. And when that happens, there has to be a transformation within us. And the transformation of wiser people, saner people, normal people, healthier people, and not stupid, nonsensical people. But what I find, the seekers are getting more and more stupid. Surprising. Since I have come, these seekers have become drug addicts or another nonsense, some sort of a perversion or another nonsense, punks, or I don't know what to call them. So for a mother, when she comes back, she sees her children into these new phases, she doesn't understand. What to say, how to tell them that you are seekers. You are seekers of ages. You are a special category of people. Even as late as 100 years back, William Blake, the great poet, has said very clearly that men of God will become prophets and they will have powers to make others prophets. It's very clearly said. You all have to become prophets. The powers of divinity, not bestowed by any church or certified by any theological thing, but through the grace of the divine. And then you have the power to make others prophet. So then they will say William Blake was crazy. That's the best way to certify someone like that and be satisfied. So let us understand first of all that truth is what it is. It will not compromise with you. If you have to accept the truth, you have to accept one thing, that it is beyond your mental projection, your mental personality. You have to go beyond your mental personality to perceive it. And then the whole thing becomes logical. Today, you are born in the most important times when thousands of you have to get your realization. Say, San Diego, I come all the way. How many we have here? I go to Rome, there are 4,000 people. I go to the foothill of Himalaya, there are 6,000 people. I go into Indian villages, there are 8,000 people. But I must say that there are seekers born in America. No doubt. But they have lost into all these ideas which are just mental projections put forward by someone here and someone there. Now it's a happening that has to take place, the awakening of the Kundalini. Traditionally, it was accepted that the Holy Ghost has to give you your second birth. In the Bible, it is called as the tree of life or tree of fire. And it said that I will appear before you like tongues of flames, and that's how these chakras look like. In the Quran, it is called as Asas, the Kundali. And he said, Muhammad Sahib talked more about resurrection than about the doomsday. But to them, doomsday is much more important. You can frighten people and make them fanatics. Resurrection part, everybody has tried to forget. Better forget the resurrection part. So he has very clearly said that at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak. If he was the last, why did he talk of the future? Every one of them has talked that you have to have your self-realization, your second birth, to understand the divine. Without that, you cannot understand. Buddha went to this limit to say that don't talk of God, don't talk of anything else, just first get your realization, first thing first. Same with Mahavira. He didn't want to talk of God or anything else, better have your realization. They reached a conclusion, the more you talk about these things, the worse it becomes with human beings. But even if you see the Buddhists and the Jainis, you will be shocked. So now, with all this confusion, let us face the fact that we have to become the Spirit. Now what you have seen here, and you have been told about, is the knowledge of the roots. We can say in the West, the tree has grown too big. We are not bothered about the roots. That's why every time we get reports, it's shocking, the shocks of the future. We don't know what's going to happen. Suddenly we are going to collapse, or God knows. All kinds of shocks are expected in the future. But one should find out that there must be something sustaining this tree. We must find out about our roots. But to find out about our roots, we have to become subtler people. With gross development, we cannot do it. So we have to become subtler person. But this could be also very misleading, because we must understand also how our ascent is going to be worked out. As you see here, on the right side, when we move towards our future, what we call the supra-conscious. By moving to the right, becoming futuristic, we lose all powers of the left, which is the emotional side, the past. If you move to the left, you go to another area which is called as subconscious. But beyond the subconscious lies the collective subconscious, which is the dead. Like you had here parapsychology foundation. Unfortunately, I did not know what they were up to. Actually, they invited me, and I went there, and I was shocked what they were doing with this parapsychology business. Was collective subconscious. And to be very frank, I told them the truth, that they are playing with the dead spirits. It's very dangerous. Even Russians are doing that today. As a result, you know, all their presidents are dying suddenly, nobody knows how. It's thanks to parapsychology. But in a way, they are wiser people. Once they are told, they will retrieve. They will not find another type of a parapsychology. So, when I said they were very angry with me, they wouldn't like it because they had started a foundation. But I had to tell them, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, you are my children. I cannot allow you to go to hell. It's not proper. Now that phase is over, now find another phase coming up, another phase coming. So if you go to the collective subconscious, you are attacked by the collective subconscious. If you go to the collective supraconscious, that's what Hitler did. How did Hitler manage Germans who were quite sane people? How did he manage them? By supraconscious activities like lamas. You see, they gave them the full ideas how to control these supraconscious spirits. The spirits which are very ambitious people. And he mesmerized them. We should not call them regressed, but in supraconscious case we can say aggress. And that's how they all asked for nothing at all but for power to destroy. Imagine human beings destroying people.
Sorry, that was a bit abrupt, the stop there, but very interesting talk. I could keep listening, but I'm taking you all a little bit over time if we go for too much longer. Did promise we would have a little meditate, so I hope you've got a few minutes or so for Philip to give us a little meditate.
Let's take our right hand and lift our Kundalini again. And ask her, encourage her to raise. She's a nurturing energy, and once awakened, she needs to do what she has been placed there for. Feel above our head, put our attention on that cool breeze if it's there. Put our right hand on our heart. We can say to ourselves, I'm not the past, I'm not the future, I am the spirit, which is always in the present. It's timeless, it's silent, and it's joyful. I am the spirit. Take our right hand up to our forehead, and here, I forgive. I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. I forgive. By forgiving, it allows our ego to take its right place. It softens the ego. I forgive. Take that right hand to the back of the head, and I forgive myself. I forgive my past. Makes it clearer to move forward. I forgive. Take that right hand and place it on our Sarasrara, our crown, and just ask, please open my Sarasrara, make it wider. We can massage that softly. Lift our hand to see if we feel that cool breeze there. Bring our hand back to our lap, but keep our attention on the top of our head and above. We should try to do this each day, remembering that once it's awakened, it's an evolving thing. We need to do each day so it can grow within ourselves. It has to evolve and grow. We lift our Kundalini again, just slowly, and ask her to rise. Take both our hands, we'll tie up our Kundalini. Then we place on the bond of love, the bandhan. Try and do this each day, 20 minutes or more, and allow it to grow. Then you'll feel the value of it and the beauty of what can happen inside of ourselves. It's there for us to have.
And I was on mute, so you didn't hear me then. We have one question, Philip, which is something you might be interested in answering. So we've got a nice question from Mick. Thank you, Mick, who, why would we say not guilty instead of innocent? So that's a good question, Mick.
Well, not guilty means that we're letting go of any guilt that we hold on to. Yes, we can do things wrong, and it might be very good what we've done, but by holding on to the guilt, it actually affects us. It affects our left side, it affects our Vishuddhi, and the bottom chakra particularly is to do with our innocence. And they are connected, admittedly, but by saying I'm not guilty, releases anything that we may be holding on to, which we're feeling bad about. But doesn't mean we're going to do it again. We've got to let it go. It's like forgiveness. We've got to forgive and let it go so we can actually evolve. But innocence is a very incredible quality that we do have. And that's in our bottom chakra, which relates to our relationship to the earth, the qualities of a child, that innocent quality. Good question.
And without the innocence, really, none of the other chakras can be in balance.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
very
Holds it up. Yeah.
that you brought up there. Of course, during the realization sequence, it's as per Shri Mataji first founded the Sahaja Yoga, and this was the sequence she went through. And then all of the public programs really in the following 30, 40 years, she did go through the sequence as per that. So we've kind of kept
it up. Yeah.
And when you think about it, there's a lot of things we just keep feeling guilty about because we criticize ourselves and feel guilty about it instead of going, oh, that's not the right thing to do. I won't do that.
Yeah.
You just sort of there.
It's better to, anything we do wrong, it's better to adjust it and fix it rather than feel guilty about it, or realize that you don't feel guilty about it, feel horrible about it. Just say, oh, okay, I forgive myself, let it go. And it's more likely to be removed, and we, as you said, we become adjusted.
Yeah. And you're holding on more that you're the spiritual part of yourself rather than all the actions of right and wrong and did this, did that, which is all the past. But, in reviewing things, if things come up, you do need to review them and go, oh, yeah, that was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Rather than go, oh, I did that. How could I? And hide it. Anyway, thanks, Mick.
It's a lovely way of facing ourselves, actually. Yeah.
Do we have any more questions from anyone? Feel free. I'm sure we would have already had we had any more. And we have taken you a little bit over time. Apologies, but it's only 9 minutes.
Worth it, yes.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you, Lynn. And all the best to your meditation. Just give it a try. It's lovely. Yeah.
Give it a go. So daily follow-up in your own personal meditation space, and look forward to seeing you next time. We'll leave you with a bit of music, maybe 5 minutes. And if you wish to continue meditating, we've got a raga for the Agya chakra. So it might be nice, just as we were a little bit shorter in our meditation, if you want to carry on, I'll play that for you. Let me see what I can do. And good night, farewell, see you next week, and leaving you with some meditation music. And wishing you good night and see you next week. Good night all.